Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and I'm doing a part two to the Narcissist Instant Karma. If you guys haven't seen part one, I'm going to put the link down below in the comment section, but this is part two. Part one, I'm basically was talking to you guys about the Narcissist Instant Karma usually comes, you know, right away. The problem is that if there's no face, there's no case. If there's no evidence, you know, there's they basically got away with it. There's no evidence. This is why a lot of times the narcissist hides things. This is why they're very secretive, because they don't want to be exposed. They don't want their tricks to come to light. So they have to keep people separated. They have to know when to bring people in and out, like it's a movie, like it's a prop. You know, they have to move objects around, move people around. They have to plant seeds, everything to, you know, so that things can go smoothly, so that they can be protected. You know, they act like this is a game of chess. So, you know, they're protecting themselves, and that's all they care about. And they're using people they feel are, you know, the Walking Dead. They feel like you're gonna die anyway. You're gonna, you know, we all die, but I have a better chance because I have more information, and I'm more self-aware, and I'm more intuitive than you are. You know, you think you're intuitive, but you're not intuitive the way I am. And on part one, I talk about the spiritual aspect of narcissism, because a lot of them will stay in certain ranks and play their position in that rank as the master of those narcissists in that rank. And it's a source of protection. It's a way to outsmart those narcissists around them. They don't just play empaths, they play other narcissists too. And a lot of times, if the empath is knowledgeable of the predator, then you can stay away from them and just let them play with each other. And usually when they're focused on you, the target, the people around them get hungry. They get jealous, and they want a piece of the pie too. This is why sometimes even their own friends will flirt with you, because they're like, I want seconds. You know, they want to get fuel from you too. And the narcissist knows that. These narcissists, you know, they're not loyal to anyone. It's all a game. It's all a show. It's all a way of survival. They feel like, you know, a lot of them, you know, feel just like the empath. The empath will feel like, you know, you'll get into an oppressed state of mind where you realize the reality of everything, and you're just like, well, what's the point, you know? So the narcissist gets to that point. That's where they want to bring you down to, so you can almost understand how they feel. And their whole point on you understanding how they feel is because they want you to forgive them, because they're going to get instant karma for what they did. They know that, but they already found a new target. So to them, it's like it's too late. But while I'm with this new target, I'll let time pass by. If I'm a real narcissist, I'm going to come back to the scene of the crime until I can't anymore, basically, until you wake all the way up. Or I'm just, you know, I'm going to leave the scene of the crime for a while, you know, while I groom a new supply. Because by the time this supply is well groomed, you're going to forgive me. And now I don't have to think about the karma that I did to you. Now I don't have to feel like I'm running away from something, because they always feel like they're running away when they do people wrong. So to them, it's like enough time has passed by. Other things probably have happened to you. And some of them know that they've done, you know, the worst to you, to where you might still have them on your mind, right? They know that about a lot of people. They know a lot of people can't let go. So they almost hate everyone, because they feel like you're easy prey, but at the same time, they feel like you need to wake up and move on, you know, because I'm not even thinking about you anymore. Because when they think about or go through instant karma, A lot of times they go through instant karma when they mess with the wrong people, when they think that certain people are asleep, they're sleepwalkers, and you're not a sleepwalker. They're testing you out. They're trying to see how much information they can get from you. And then when they can't get too much information, they know you have a wall up. So now what they do is they start oversharing with you, hoping that you'll start oversharing with them. When they see that doesn't work, they start to get a little bit more frustrated. So now that it gets to the point where they might even give up on pursuing you, or it's not that they so much gave up, but they almost lose the spark. Because see, their whole thing is they want you to see a spark in them. Like, they want you to see something in them. They want you to see, they see your confidence, so they want to mimic your confidence, and but almost on another level. It could be on a level where it's like, this is who I am. This is who before I met you, this is how I've always been. And they want to prove that to you. They show you, you're out having fun. They're dancing. They're showing you, I'm not a wallflower. I'm not shy. I'm confident. I can be laid back too. There's different parts of me. I'm an all around, well-rounded type of person. There's different parts of me. And they want you to get excited to peel those layers from them. But there's nothing, when you peel those layers, there's nothing inside. It's rotten. But they want you to feel excited the way they feel excited the more information they gather from you. That's the fun part. That's the love bombing part. That's the fun part, because they're kind of like picking at you, going back and forth with you. And when you share things that they weren't expecting, or you talk to them in a way where they weren't expecting, or you speak in parables and codes, and you have a dry sense of humor, but you're not giving away everything. They're trying to make you smile or laugh, and it's not working. Certain things you're just like, it's not working, because they want to see that spark in your eyes. So you do the opposite. Now they know, hey, you possess more information than I know, than you're leading on to, because now they feel like they walked away with more information, with you having more information about them. And while they're walking away from you, they're thinking, what are you thinking? This is why narcissists are very good salesmen, because they want to know what you're thinking based on the whatever conversations you had with them. They want to know what you were thinking. Sometimes you'll analyze your conversations with them, and you'll think to yourself, they gave me a lot of different red flags about themselves, or I gave up too much information, or I noticed when I said this to them, or I talked about my dad, their eyes kind of went up, like, oh, she has a father, she's protected, so you see how much they're paying attention to the details. So they go home, and wherever they're at, as soon as they walk away from, they start analyzing things, and they start to think, what is her perception of me? And now they want to correct those things. And they figure you probably caught on to this. Maybe you overanalyze when I said this. Maybe you don't believe me when I said this. So they'll come back, and they'll talk to you more. Oh, I'm really a quiet person. I'm really this. And you'll tell them, if you're such a quiet person, why did you just come up to me out of nowhere? I would never have the balls to go up to someone and just start, I could be an extrovert. I am someone that I can actually go and talk to people, and I'm not a shy person at all. Like, I'm far from shy, but at the same time, I also have manners, and I also wouldn't just walk up to people and start talking to them, especially when they're with someone else. And even when they're alone, they might feel awkward, that I'm going up to them while they're alone. But the narcissist looks at that as the perfect timing to go up to them. So you'll tell them, oh, if you're so shy, why did you come up to me? To them, that's like a slap in the face. It's like you're giving them karma right there and then, because what you don't know is that the words hurt the narcissist. When you can expose the narcissist and you know what kind of person they are, and you can tell a lot about them just based on the information they gave you, whether it's true or not true, and you could see right through them, you could see under the mask. They're wondering why you could see other masks, and now they're looking at you like, are you the narcissist? Are you the Jezebel? Now they want to know more about why you are the way you are, and now they're trying to see how can they get into your life on an emotional level. If they can't get into your life on an emotional level, they know you don't have any energy to give them, right? So now they want to give to you. They want to give to you. This is why a lot of narcissists, they aren't what they portray to be to you. You know, you might get the bad end of the stick, but it doesn't mean someone else will, because it's all a game with every supply. It's to keep themselves entertained. And that's what fuels them to want to be better or do better in life, because they're bums. They need praise to do anything, right? So they'll go, you know, and try to impress someone, and that person knows that they're a narcissist, and now they're demanding things from the narcissist. They want certain things, but the narcissist is getting fuel from it. They're enjoying it. They're like, hey, you know, I want to have fun, but I don't want no commitments. And now they're spending money on you. They're going out doing things, but they're expecting sex. They're expecting certain things. And what happens a lot of times, what you don't know, is that people use the narcissist all the time. The narcissists, you know how there's people that you're like, why do they do more for others than the people that really help them and are there for them? That's what the narcissist does. That's why they always have karma, because they want to attract the kind of woman they don't deserve. They can't take care of. They can't, you know, so they'll sit here and use you, abuse you, and do all these things while being abused. And I had that epiphany one day when, you know, one day the narcissist cried when he hoovered me. He was on his knees practically crying, sobbing, and I never seen him cry. I'm like, I've been with you for years. You've never cried like this, you know? And it just didn't make sense to me for someone to cry, and they're the ones that are abusing, and you want to come back and you're crying. I just didn't, the emotions weren't adding up with with my reality, but the emotions were adding up with their reality. And I remember thinking, like, the way he's crying, the way he's emotional, I see myself in him. Like, I see the pain, the hurt of when someone breaks your heart. So I was seeing that he kept getting instant karma. You know, the women that he probably was going after didn't really want him. Then, you know, if I was doing better or was around, you know, people who are helping me get greater opportunities, or men who have, you know, access to better opportunities for me, they would get really jealous. And I would think to myself, because I would never look at these men that would give me opportunities, even though I knew they probably wanted attention from a lot of the women around, you know, they might have even been a narcissist themselves, but I never gave them fuel to think that I wanted to be with them. I made sure I worked hard. I made sure, you know, everything just ran smoothly, and I never got too invested in other people's business. You can't sit there and expose these type of people when you're seeing, you know, relationships happen at the workplace. You know, you have to stay strictly on the work. And there's narcissists. The narcissists, they only care about money. You know what I'm saying? So if they know that you're all about your money, and you everything else, you're just letting it, you know, they'll put you on positions. You'll see Jezebel spirits that will be put on position too, and you could get jealous of them, but you can't really be jealous of the Jezebel spirit, because she's always going to do things that's unethical, and she's always going to get her karma, the instant karma. That's why I said narcissists get their instant karma. Even bosses get their instant karma. They're flirting with every girl in the office, but guess what? You still have your position, and you didn't get yourself involved in anything. So that was, you know, my mindset at that time. And I just noticed that it's like the narcissist knows your value, but because you become so invested into thinking that the relationship is real, and you start to make them look good to other people, and you start to make them feel like they're worth more than what they're worth, they'll try to go and get with the woman of their dreams, right? When in reality, you're probably the best that they can get, and you're probably even too good for them in the first place. But they'll try to make it seem like you're not, because to them it's all about climbing over people, on top of people, and living this fairy tale celebrity life. Like, they're delusional people. They don't understand. Some of them don't even understand finances, like the lower grade ones. They don't even have what it takes to really even, run just a smooth life, paying bills and appreciating certain things, or appreciating certain relationships and how those relationships can help them in the long run. But they burn bridges. That's part of their instant karma, is that they think that they could just keep climbing and doing all this stuff to people, but they build a bad reputation for themselves. So that's part of their karma, is the bad reputation. They think certain people will always be there for them. Those people will disappear. And that's part of their instant karma, is that when they finally need those people in their life because they didn't appreciate them, or they felt like someone would always be in their life, so they didn't care about other people in their life, now they're left without those people. Or now those people don't seem to really care about the narcissist's problems, because they look at the narcissist as someone problematic. So now the narcissist puts all of their energy on their supplies. This is why you have to be very careful with people that drop their baggage and their problems on you, because you don't know if that person was the problem or if their story is true. A lot of times you connect to the narcissist because you feel like you guys went through the same thing, but it's not the same thing. A lot of times you don't know that what the things that the narcissist has done are very sinister. This is why a lot of times when you're trying to rebuild your life, the narcissist gets jealous of you, because they're like, I wasn't able to rebuild my life that easily, and they'll get jealous. They'll get jealous because they'll try to stop you in so many different ways. And it's like, you'll instead of doing the fast money, you'll work your way up, working a regular job, and just work your way back up. And stuff like that pisses them off, because they know there's something that you're doing right. At least you're knowledgeable when it comes to how to achieve things, and your problem might be keeping it. And the only reason you have that problem of keeping it is because the narcissist is the person getting in the way, but they're not going to let you know that. So they'll get their instant karma. You'll start getting instant karma. You'll start getting signs, that are trying to wake you up to what this person is doing to you. And the narcissist knows when you're getting all the signs, or, the narcissist knows. So now they become extra vigilant. Now they feel like they have to go around hiding stuff. They feel like now they have to clean their car before you get in it. Now they become very, they're almost like, they almost feel like they can't have too many things around. They have to clean out the clutter and make sure nothing's there, flipping the bed, the bed mattress, doing all kind of things. And that's because they know that their instant karma just keeps coming up, because now you have more information. So this is why they say with, more information comes great power, because now you're able to see things that you can't see, that you weren't able to see at least before. So now you see the people, that are zombified by narcissists. The narcissist has put spells on them. They're all living in hell. They're all, reminiscing about the past, or going through problems about, stressors in the present. You see a lot of brokenness, a lot of people that can't move on. So then you refuse to be that person because you already know that's what the narcissist wants. They want you, they feel like they don't care if you suffer because they're suffering every day anyway, you know? So part of the narcissist getting their instant karma is when you wake up and you're not willing to go back, and they know, you know, you're a forever lost supply for them. You won't even be their friend, you know, or look their way. You realize what they did, and that's part of their instant karma because they know that a lot of the things that happen to them are linked to you and to other people, and they're constantly reminded, you know, while you're moving on with your life, forgiving yourself. Really, you're more mad at yourself because you believed them when they were gaslighting you and they were looking you dead in your eyes, lying to you and crying over other people. And you remember the looks they had on their faces, and you tried to tell them, I think you're crying over someone else. And they just lash out in anger, and this is why I don't share anything with you. And it just doesn't make sense because you've known them for so long and they've never cried or shed tears over you. So, you know, you start to realize that they were always getting their instant karma. You just couldn't see it. And the moment you're able to move on, this is why a lot of times, you know, you have to be cautious about going to battle with these people, because to them, when you battle with them, it's like you're wishing more bad karma on them. So the more they want to hurt you, because it's like, you're wishing bad karma, I'm already in hell. So now they're going to attack you back and forth, and you have to be strong enough to leave it behind. This is why the narcissist will act like whatever they did to you the day before doesn't mean anything in the present time. And that's because a lot of times they want to let go of that bad karma, that instant karma they know they're going to get. So they act like they're the bigger person. A lot of times they'll even be calm while you're losing it, because they think by being calm they won't get their karma, but they already know that's a lie, you know. But they have to outsmart you and make you more mad so that you can wish bad on them, and you can do bad things, and you can go through bad cycles just like them, you know. So they're teaching you how to be disruptive to yourself. And while they're doing that, you know, they're getting their instant karma for that. But they're so angry and they feel like they can never get out of that dark place that they feel like, well, what's the point on changing? There's no point on changing. There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with y'all, with you guys. Because you guys want to believe everything I say, so I'm going to keep lying. Who cares? It's up to you. Or if I make you feel bad, stay away from me, you know? And you're so caught up on the deception of who you thought they should be that you don't realize that that's not who they are. And they're not going to tell you that, because to them it's like no face, no case. The less I tell you, the less karma I have to go through. The more you know, the more I have to deal with karma. This is why when you're mature or you get older, certain narcissists don't want to mess with you because of your level of maturity or knowledge on life. You know, the more information you have, the less you're able to get manipulated, you know, and the harder it will be. It'll be more challenging, meaning that you would have to, certain narcissists to you would feel like you're a challenge. So that means that a narcissist on a higher rank has to come for you. One that you would trust because they come from your world, you know, so, or even from a world above you. So this is why a lot of them, you know, get their instant karma, and they try to keep you in the, you know, blindsided. And you know, they live in the shadows, and then it's because so that you never know what kind of spirit they have, and how that spirit just needs a host, needs a place to preserve themselves, you know, preserve their life source, which is nothing. They're just empty vessel, but they're fueling off of people. They're charging themselves, with every supply. And this is why, people feel drained and they almost feel like it's not fair. I'm not seeing the instant karma, or I feel like, why did I go through so much bad karma? But the reality is, all the signs were there. They were always getting their instant karma. They were just hiding it from you. This is why a lot of times, even they were in a bad mood, you just didn't know why. And that's because they didn't want to tell you, because they feel like you're going to laugh at them. So when you're going through bad shit, they're laughing at you like a kid competing with you. It's weird. It's the weirdest crap ever. Narcissists are like the biggest haters ever, and then they always talk about how people hate on them. It's really it's kind of crazy, because you just never know people, because they're mimicking you right back. So it's like, are you a real person, or are you someone who's just mimicking? Are you artificial intelligence, or are you real? Like, you almost can't tell the difference between a real person and a fake person, because a lot of the qualities and things that narcissists do, someone who's not a narcissist can do these things too. But you can feel the hate. And it's not like, oh, I hate myself for the shit I've done or went through, or you know what I'm saying? It's not that hate where it's like, I'd rather be alone and not bother anyone. It's like hate that is like, I want to take it out on other people. And what I've realized about a lot of narcissists, especially nowadays, when it comes to narcissists who have been, going from supply to supply, now they're getting older. I'm talking about the older narcissists. They're willing to still sell people a dream depending on the supply. Like I said, it depends on the information that supply has. So they're willing to, if that supply wants to get married, that supply, feels like, oh, I'm young. That's my goal, is to get married. And I was looking for an older man and with some money, then yeah, he'll go ahead and get married, because they know that you're just thinking about the money or the facade or the home or all that. But they have certain things that they do, habits, drinking, drugs, or paying for hookers, or paying for dates, or they have all kind of addictions to clothes, to just buying random things. So now if they get married, or have more children with someone, or say they already have children and have child support going on, or they don't have children, or their children are grown, and now they're dealing with you, and you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna have a kid, a high value man, whatever the case is. They know what you're thinking already, and they're thinking, okay, I'm gonna make you look, I'm gonna be the breadwinner, but I'm gonna make you insecure. I'm gonna make you go crazy, because I'm gonna be spending money on other things. If you come from a good family, I'm gonna start depending on your family to help us out when I overspend money and things like that. And and I'm gonna make you mad, insecure, and when I gain access to making you feel insecure and you don't take care of yourself anymore, then that's gonna fuel me to get more supply, or to keep the supply that I have behind your back, or that's going to fuel me to want to get a better job, so then they know bad things are going to happen. Certain people are going to contact you. So their whole goal is to focus on themselves. They know everything. They know bad karma, instant karma could even hit your children, the children they have with supply. They don't care. They're willing to drown you. They're willing to drown your children, because they would rather their bad karma hit the people around them for themselves, to elevate to another level of narcissism, because they're all about being chameleons and gathering information. So to them, it's like, okay, I've already learned everything there is to learn on this level. You thought, because I was older and I had this established, that this was it. But no, to them, it's like everything has to come with a better opportunity for myself. Because to them, it's like they can even put you in a position where you go crazy and they try to put you in a mental hospital, or they, label you as crazy to take your children, or they purposely put you on drugs, or they make you drink with them. They're drinking with you, but they feel like, you can't control yourself. You're young, you're having fun, you think you're having fun with this person, and the whole time they're thinking about ruining you. So a lot of times you'll be mad because you feel like these people are getting their instant karma and you're going through a whole bunch of crap. But the thing is, there's always going to be signs to the instant karma, even if the narcissist hides it. It's in their speech, it's in their demeanor, it's on how they're behaving with you. Are they behaving with you weird for no reason, and then they're apologizing to you about their behavior, but then they're doing it again? And then it's just becoming more diabolical, and then they're apologizing, and then they just stop apologizing. They're just demons, So there's always going to be signs, and a lot of times you have to pay. Yeah, you have to pay for not paying attention to the signs, and this is why you won't take life as a joke anymore. You know what I'm saying? You won't take friendships, relationships, conversations as a joke anymore. You'll move more militant when it comes to the conversations you have with people on an everyday basis, and when it comes to oversharing, because of that instant karma. And then you'll also be able to see that a lot of people will try to play with you, and they'll get their instant karma right in front of you. Or if you start losing track of who you are and you feed into the gossip, you'll get instant karma for gossiping. And the difference is that narcissists, they almost act like they didn't do anything, they didn't say anything about you, or they get mad at you for exposing them, right? The difference between them and you is that you can't get mad because you knew better, and you knew you shouldn't have been doing it. So a lot of times when you will get instant karma, you already know it was all you and you deserved it, and you almost feel like, it's a sign from God telling you to slow down or to calm down, or to not overanalyze every single scenario either. Slow down a little bit, or maybe you attack the wrong person, So you might slow down, right? You might slow down, but then you might stop paying attention. You're like, oh, I'm not going to pay attention like I normally do. Maybe I paid attention to the wrong person, but now you're not paying attention at all. And now you get that instant karma again telling you, I didn't say, I told you not to, I told you to pay attention, but say less. Pay attention, but say less. Listen more. You know what I'm saying? That's how you prevent yourself from getting that instant karma. But see, in order for you to understand, good and evil, you have to, there has to be a period of time where you go evil for a little bit. That's another one. Empaths try to act like they're perfect, they're victims, or this, that. There's a period where you do go evil for a little bit. And it's not evil to the narcissist extent. It's more like survival mode. But then you're only getting as many sources, as much supply as you can to just get back to where you were. But it's not exploiting anyone in any kind of way. And it's not even that. It's more like the empath never wants help. You know what I'm saying? You never want help. So there's going to be a period of time where you're like, I don't care. I'm going to get all the help I can get. I'm going to get, if someone offers help, I'm going to get help. If someone does this, I'm going to look at it like a blessing, So, because the narcissist will bring you down. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be a period of time where the narcissist just hurts you so bad you might even sleep around with a new person that you're not even in love with. You just sleep with them because you're so hurt and you want to move on. Things like that. And you'll run across people who really like you, or who really want to be there for you. And you will be honest with those people about how you feel. And these people will still not care that you told them, I don't see anything. I'm in love with the narcissist. I'm in love with the Jezebel. They don't care. And they treat you nice. And you're like, this is how the narcissist should have been treating me, or that they should have appreciated things. Or you see this, it's almost like that person gets sent your way to show you that not everyone is a Jezebel, but can have certain qualities that might seem like a Jezebel, because the Jezebel will act distressed or like very feminine, but deep down she's very masculine. She thinks like a man. She sleeps with different men like a narcissist man would, right? But she will act like an empath. So you won't be able to tell the difference between an empath and the Jezebel until you've dealt with both. You know what I'm saying? So if you've only dealt with a narcissist, but you never dealt with empathetic man, this is why a lot of women feel like, oh, there's no good men out there or something. You just haven't went through that cycle where you met someone who likes you more than you like them. Once you've dealt with like men who like you more than you like them, and a narcissist that you gave all of yourself to, that you just had, that just happened to be the first real relationship that you had, and it was nothing like your first time, and it was just happened to be the most horrible experience you probably could go through, and you almost feel like, why did I have to go through that? But then at the same time, you wouldn't be able to appreciate a good man, or you could get tempted by the devil. Or, so many different things can happen if you don't know who the devil is, you know what I'm saying, and how he comes into people's relationships. So what the narcissist tries to do, they try to make it seem like they're a good person who just happened to go through a bad relationship. That's their main thing. So their whole thing is, this relationship's going to be perfect because you're a good person and I'm a good person. That's how they come off. The devil was once an angel. So that's how they come to you, not knowing that this person, they can't share the same world with you because they got so much instant karma coming to them. So you went through so much bad shit with a narcissist, and you also know what it's like to be with a good person that you can't give yourself to. So when you're done with the narcissist, you know what qualities of a good person you would want. Someone who's like you, you've already seen it. You were just attached to the narcissist, So the narcissist tries to do the same. The difference is that bad luck starts to happen to you and to the narcissist. And that's because that union is not supposed to happen. The narcissist isn't supposed to get with you because their story is fake. They're not someone who is a victim who knows both sides of the game. They're someone who knows both sides of the game. They know what it's like to get played, and they know what it's like to be the player. And what they've done is that once they have a full understanding of good and evil, they choose to be evil, and they stay in evil for so long. So that's the difference between the empath and the narcissist. And that means that when you get into a real relationship with someone who is an empath, it's gonna be a fruitful relationship. It's gonna be a fruitful relationship. Both parties are gonna gain. And if the relationship one day doesn't work out, there were more gains than loss in the relationship, right? And that's what keeps you from not being so angry at the other person, because you're like, oh, I got beautiful kids, I got this, I got that. But with the narcissist, they literally rot everything. Everything is bad karma. Everything is bad finances. Everything is just shit. It's just rotten. This is why they even feel like they can't have a real friendship with you after the relationship is over. And if they have a real friendship with you, if they try to have a friendship with you, they know they're never really going to be your friend. They're going to be your frenemy. It's never a fruitful relationship. It's filled with bad luck. And this is why when you do move on, or when your relationship with the new person lasts, or when you get self-love, or when you better yourself, this is why it makes the narcissist so angry, because they got instant karma all the time. So it doesn't matter how much they try to make it seem like they're happy and they're good. there's no relationship in this world that's perfect. We all got, flaws and things like that. The difference is the narcissist has more bad luck, more instant karma, more problems. When you remove yourself from these people, you'll see that bad things happen to you like anybody else. Maybe your car's not working, you go get it fixed, things like that. But it's nothing the way it was when you were with a narcissist. So imagine that. Imagine whoever they're whatever host they're at, whatever host they're using. Imagine all the bad karma that person is getting. And the narcissist feels like, hey, I can always go back to the scene of the crime. I can always go back and just put a mask on and say that it wasn't me, that was someone that looked like me, but it wasn't me. That wasn't the real me. That was the immature me. That was the immature me. I'm mature now. I'm a self-aware narcissist. I tell people who I am now. I've dealt with a lot of narcissists lately, not just like online, but actually in person, who they don't tell me they're self-aware narcissists, but they give me all the signs of someone who is trying to be open. Like a lot of them are dropping their mask and they're just telling you what they want, because they feel like there's so many people that are desensitized that they will just tell you what they want in a relationship, open relationship. Oh, I want this, I want that. But even though they're dropping their mask, it's still not easy to get what they want. So when they do get a supply that is easily able to be brainwashed, or someone who's a Jezebel who's like them, they will both go around seeking people for their own pleasure, for both of their pleasures. They'll tag team. But for the most part, a narcissist on their own exposing themselves, you'll see that a lot of them will get what they want. They want someone who's not in a serious relationship. This is what I've gained. I've talked to narcissists who have told me, they've tried to figure me out, and in the end, I end up finding out more things about them, and I make them feel comfortable to be themselves without judging them. And they'll just go on and start telling you everything because they know what they are already. They've been trying to play with you. So now they're just like, okay, cool, I'll tell you what I am. And now they're telling you the bad shit that they're doing. They're like, oh, I'm with this woman and I told her I don't want a serious relationship. I just want to have fun. She's okay with it because her kids are grown. But they're sitting here first, they're telling you that they're dating younger girls because they're assuming you're younger, right, than them, at least, because they're older. And they're trying to make it seem like, oh, I don't lie no more. Back when I was younger, I used to lie to sleep with women. I don't do that no more. They don't do it no more because they already know most women want them because of their money. So now they're basically, I already know you want me for my money, so I got to tell you I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing serious because I know you only want me for my money. So guess what? I don't want nothing serious. They don't want to feel like you're winning in any kind of way. They know how to change. They know how to maneuver like chameleons, So now they're like, oh, I don't want nothing serious. But now they're telling you, there's a couple young women I'm dating. We could date, we don't have to do anything, not even sexual. We just go out, dinner, whatever. And the truth is they don't have other younger women. They're just saying that they're dating maybe older women their age. They're just saying that to you. Now you don't believe them. So now they're showing you pictures of the women they're dating, and they're older. Now you're getting to know the narcissist even more because they're showing you who they are at this point. So then you'll sit there and you'll be like, they'll keep saying that their ex is successful and their ex moved on and didn't want to be because she made more money than him. But really she leveled up. That's what he's really complaining about, her leveling up. But really he's trying to make it seem like she left him, but really he was dogging her shit out. So now if you could read between the lines, which I can, I'll just sit there and look at the narcissist and I'll be like, she called you a narcissist, didn't she? And they'll look at me surprised. How did you know? Because you've given up so much information truthful information and lies that I could read between the lines. And now it's like they're looking at me and they're like, I'm trying to figure you out, but I can't. You know, especially when you tell them, you've been on both sides of the plane. So now they want to know, okay, if you've been on both sides of the plane and you know all this information, are you good or are you evil? Are you like me? Because you're not saying you're not mad at me, but then you don't want to deal with me no more because I've given too much information to you, so I don't even have a chance. So now they feel stupid because you know that their life isn't what they were trying to make it seem to you when you just met them and they were telling you, we can go out, have fun, drinks, all this BS. There's someone who's divorced. There's someone who they're not living the way they are used to living. There's someone that's, they're trying to find happiness in others, but then they don't want to be emotionally invested in others. There's someone who will come to you and tell you, oh, we could just be friends, have fun, I got your back, but nothing serious. And then you're thinking you're having fun with this person, and then the narcissist, a narcissist coworker that I talked to, he was like, the chick he was dealing with, I guess someone close to her died and she was depressed, and he told her, like, I was up front with you. I don't want nothing serious. That's too emotional. Whenever you heal from what you're going through, hit me up and we could keep going out and having fun. So this is someone, narcissists will tell you the truth about what they want, who they are. But when someone tells you who they are, you better believe them. Don't think that because you're having fun with them and now you're going through something, they're going to be there for you. Because once they tell you they're a narcissist, they're basically telling you, anytime something comes up and I'm not showing you emotion, or I end up blocking your ass because you're hitting me up with emotional shit. And the narcissist, they're not just someone that's going to be like, oh, you're going through something emotional, hit me up whenever you feel better. They're going to block you. They're going to be like, I'm going to block this bitch just so she could be wondering why I blocked her at such a vulnerable time in her life. So that's what you're dealing with, and this is why they'll tell you the truth about who they are, because they think by telling you the truth, they're not going to get the instant karma because they're telling you the truth. So they feel like they can get supply from new people, new sources, and they'll be protected by their new followers or new sources so that they don't have to deal with the instant karma from all the people that they've hurt or left behind and did stuff to, because they know that, empaths have a lot of light in them even after narcissist abuse. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. I hope that, this message was helpful for your understanding on narcissists and instant karma, and, just how they look at it, like no face, no case. If you don't have evidence, there's nothing that you could do. They're going to keep coming back. And this is why and then they'll get mad at you, accuse you of being jealous, accuse you of doing all this and being insecure, because they don't want you to go and get evidence against them. When in reality, if you feel like someone is playing you, see, you can't tell a narcissist, I feel like you're playing me. That's just going to piss them off. They're going to think about hurting you now, how they're going to hurt you more, how they're going to beat you to the punch. You feel somebody is doing something to you, go get evidence that they're doing something, lying, cheating. Get evidence and then see how they react and see if you could talk it out. And if you can't, you're dealing with a narcissist. They're not really invested in you, or they're liars. They're lying, You have to act like you don't got the evidence, and then boom, here, and study that person right there and then, and you'll know everything you need to know right there and then. Because most narcissists they want to no face, no case. You never know who they are, so they're going to get away with it because you don't know the entity you're dealing with. You're just seeing the physical body, and then they feel like you don't have no evidence against them. And a lot of times you don't have it because you're not looking for it, because you're afraid to look for it. You're afraid that everything, your perception of them is going to be right. And then even when you know secretly, without the evidence that that's most likely it, and you ignore it, and then you desensitize yourself to take more abuse. And that's what the narcissist does on purpose, and that's so that they won't get instant karma, you know. So this is why a lot of times when they lash out at you, boom, they get in a car accident, boom, that something happens to them, because the universe knows that they're abusing you, you know. And I don't believe that, you know, just the back and forth, all the bad karma and how it happens, I don't believe that that's by accident. It just always happens at the right time. And usually the right time is when you finally move on. They'll come back months, years later, looking toe up from the floor up, or you could just tell that they haven't had the same type of feel they had when they were with you. You know, when they were with you, you were living a fairy tale world. Bad things happened, but it almost seemed like as long as you're together, nothing really mattered. And, you know, then you come into reality and you realize you wasted time, you know, and, you know, you wonder how the hell how were you even in fairy tale land that long? How did you manage? You know, so the days become longer, harder, and you already know that's just what comes with, you know, the illusion that you fell for. And that's why you won't go back to that life again, because it doesn't get easier, it gets harder, and you don't need that in your life, you know. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. Like I said, if you guys haven't heard part 1, hear part 1. You know, if you guys want to keep supporting my channel by, you know, booking a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. So, you know, instead of asking for donations, I would rather just get bookings, you know, for all the content and all the real information, the honest information that I've been putting out. You know, and if you guys, you know, can support me just by liking and sharing or commenting, subscribing if you're new, I'd really appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.